everyone says In-N-Out spread is just mayo, ketchup, and pickles. But if that were true, every copycat would taste right. They don't. So today, I'm not copying a recipe. I'm reverse engineering the system behind it, molecule by molecule, and rebuilding without seed oils, without sugar, and without shortcuts. If I get this right, even the original would be hard to tell apart. Hold on tight, because today, I'm going to try to do the impossible.
If you guys have not heard, In-N-Out has taken over Tennessee by opening not one, not two, but 3 brand new locations of their typically West Coast fast food restaurant, with more in the future. Now, one of the things that makes their food so special to so many people is not just the burgers that they have, it's actually this. It's In-N-Out's spread, their burger sauce, which is known all around the world for being extremely good. Now, I was curious, could I figure out a way to not just copy a recipe, to make something that is seed oil and sugar-free and tastes exactly like spread, to the point where the most discerning of tasters would not be able to tell the difference? I figured I would show you guys my process because I've had a lot of people ask me how I come up with recipes. So today I'm going to let you in on a little bit of the behind the scenes of how we create recipes in the Chris Cooking Nashville kitchen. And I'm going to see if I can make this just like In-N-Out spread. I have a taste tester who is an absolute expert who's going to tell you the real deal. So the first thing that goes into figuring something like this out is research. Everything that I'm finding tells us a few things which we definitely know, and gives us a few clues to some things that we might not actually have thought about. Of course, this is a mayonnaise-based sauce, but the thing about that is mayo isn't really a flavor. Mayo is more of a fat that is used as a vehicle to deliver these other notes that your palate is going to experience. This is really easy to do with my spreadable butter mayonnaise, which is what we're going to use. And the thing about that is it tastes very buttery. Now, mayo on its own has a very rich, fatty flavor. The butter mayo has an even more homemade taste. It's not going to taste like that corporate spread we're looking for. So acidity and sweetness have to do some heavy lifting for us here. To no surprise, a second element of this is going to be the tomato. This is not a very ketchup forward or tomato forward sauce. It is really subtle. And the problem is, if you use ketchup for anything that is a tomato base, you end up going with whatever flavor your particular brand of ketchup has, and you can't alter it. So instead of doing ketchup, which is what most people on the internet have been saying they use, we're going to do something a little bit different. In-N-Out has stated that essentially their sauce is just mayonnaise, ketchup, and a pickle element, which we'll get to in a minute. But if that were the case, all of these copycat recipes that people all around the world try would taste like the exact same thing. And they don't. So there's something else going on. I think the ketchup element is the first mistake people are making. So instead of doing ketchup, I have tomato paste. I'm going to use some water, vinegar, some allulose, and some salt. And you can use whatever sweetener you want, but allulose is my preference. And I'm going to make my own tomato element for the spread that does not come with a signature flavor profile like one of the corporate no sugar ketchups that you would buy in the grocery store, or for that matter, the sugar-filled ketchups that we're all trying to avoid. By doing this and avoiding the commercial ketchups, I think I'm going to be able to pull away that signature tomato identity that each of those brands has, and we'll get a much more generic tomato element, which helps us balance out the vinegar and the sweetness. Now, all of the ingredients here and all of the amounts of those ingredients will be on a recipe card on my website, which is free and linked in the description box if this works. If it doesn't, I won't bother making the recipe card for you. So let's go ahead and mix up this tomato element, and then we're gonna give this a taste and we're gonna see what we do next. So I think this is where a lot of copycats are going wrong. That is a very tomato forward flavor, but it does not have any distinct identity. I'm gonna go ahead and add this into our mayo, and then we're gonna take a look at the computer and get some more research to figure out what else we need to do. The next challenge we need to overcome is the pickle element to this, because there is a pickle relish vibe. Pickles are very blended into the sauce. I mean, you have to remember, this is coming out of a sauce packet that you can squeeze right on top of your burger or on the fries or whatever it is you're having it in In-N-Out. So I think the key to this is getting not only the right texture, but also the right flavor balance. Now, if you get something like a sweet pickle relish, you're adding extra sweetness into this and it's gonna mess with it. And you also can't control the texture of a pre-made relish. So here's what I've done. I actually have a number of dill pickle spears here that I have chopped up and minced very, very finely, because this is almost going to melt into the sauce to where you barely see any pieces. And if you look at a pack of spread from In-N-Out, you'll notice you don't see big chunks of pickles. The other thing that's going on here is there's not a super briny flavor, but there is a pickle flavor. The pickle flavor you're getting is from the actual pieces of the cucumber that have been brined and are holding on to a certain amount of vinegar and salt. But what you're not getting is that really intensely vinegar, briny, salty flavor of too much of the liquid. I actually have my pickles wrapped in paper towel. What I'm gonna do is squeeze all of the extra liquid out of these, and we can use the pickle brine from the jar or even the stuff that we've squeezed out and adjust the brine flavor afterwards. So we have the pieces of pickle in there, which gives an identity of pickle. We also added a little bit of brine, and that brings some brightness, but I did not add all of the brine. I used just enough to get what I believe is the flavor that I expect from In-N-Out spread. So now we get down to the real nitty gritty, because I have a little bit of mustard here. I'm pretty sure there's a mustard element in there, and based on what I'm finding on all of my research online, mustard is absolutely an element. So I'm gonna add that in. But before I do, I wanna be able to figure out what else is going on, because ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, and pickles is not the only thing I am tasting. I can already tell that there's a color difference, which the mustard is going to help address, but there might be some other things we need to do as well. More importantly, I'm trying to figure out what the subtle notes are that are in here, because it's not just the sauces we've already used. There's definitely an onion element. I'm quite sure that is probably onion powder, not any kind of fresh onion. Garlic, it's barely there, and it's hard to taste it through the mustard element. There's a slight warmth on your palate. That's most likely paprika. There's something else there. I'm not sure what that is just yet. Let's go ahead and get the rest of those spices leveled out. I'm gonna do some research on maybe about where all of those need to fall. We're gonna throw those in, and we're gonna give that a taste. And we're gonna figure out what that missing note is. I'm gonna go ahead and add the mustard as well, because that's definitely in there. I can't find any information on this anywhere, at least not where I'm looking in the places that people are talking about this recipe. But there is something about the color of this that is just not quite right, and there is something missing on the back end. I may be crazy, but I think I know what it is. This is turmeric powder. And I have no idea if I'm crazy, but I think between the color and the flavor difference, I think this is what's missing. That's the difference. Now, because I know this is a corporate sauce, there's one more thing I'm gonna add. That's a little bit of xanthan gum. Almost no corporation that I know of makes any kind of sauce out there without some kind of thickener or gum or something. And it's just enough that it keeps the pourable texture, but also makes it cling to things like fries and burgers. And it does affect the way that it comes across the palate. So we're gonna add a tiny bit just to create that clingy mouthfeel that we all kind of have gotten used to with corporate sauces. So the last thing I need to do is taste and see if there are any additional elements that I'm still missing, or if I need to adjust any of the ones I've already got in there. So we're gonna try the In-N-Out spread first. And then I'm gonna try my homemade version here. I need to adjust the sweetness just slightly, and I need just a touch more pickle brine. Then this goes in the refrigerator to sit overnight because all of these spices blend and taste much more cohesive after it is sat overnight. So I'm gonna chill this down overnight, and then we're gonna get you guys a blind taste test to see if an expert can tell the difference. All right, y'all, it is the next day, and this is my expert taste tester. And I know a bunch of you are saying Ash is taste testing all of your recipes. How is she the expert taste tester? You have quite the experience with spread from In-N-Out.
I do. For one, I am from this great state of California. So of course, In-N-Out is what I grew up eating my whole life. Also, I worked for In-N-Out Burger for 5.5 years. I worked there up until I moved to Nashville to pursue music. So every day of my life for 5.5 years, I ate spread, sometimes multiple times a day, came home smelling like it. And yeah, it was a shame at the time I didn't know you because I basically smelled like meat and spread all the time. If you're around, you probably would have been into me, babe. I smelled like meat.
There we go. You would say then spread is probably your favorite burger sauce of all time.
Yes, because In-N-Out is my absolute favorite of all time. Yeah.
Okay, so in front of you right now,
Okay.
one of these is a packet of spread from In-N-Out
Okay.
because we were just able to go.
Yes.
One of these is my version.
Okay.
I am not going to tell you which one is which. You are going to taste both of them, and you're going to tell me which one you think is the In-N-Out spread, which one you think is my homemade spread, why. Be as critical as you possibly can because we're trying to make this as close to the real thing as we can.
This is brave of you. For starters, first thing I noticed before I taste anything, the colors are the exact same. That really surprises me. I immediately looked at the color to see if I could figure out, you know, which was which. But the color is the same and they look alike.
Spread does have a very unique appearance as a burger sauce.
Because some people will say, oh, it's Thousand Island, which it is not. But it doesn't have the same color even of Thousand Island. Like if you put them side by side, Thousand Island is usually darker. So you did nail the color.
Okay.
I'm gonna start just here, one closest to me.
Okay.
Okay, that's freaking delicious. Let's start there. Let me taste this one. Hold on. These are so close, I literally have to do a double taste. Wow, okay. We talked about the color. The pickle chunks are the same. How you did that, I don't know. These are really close. Like I've literally had to go back and forth and take bites a couple of times to really compare it. They even both smell the same too. That's the thing. They both smell like spread. I would have to guess very subtly, is this your keto version? And is this the actual official In-N-Out spread?
Okay, why do you think that?
One, when you eat something for 5.5 years, you really have it nailed down, not to mention all the crevices that stuff would get in when I would come home from work. There's something about this that tastes like spread. This, I almost couldn't tell the difference, but there's just something on the after palate, like aftertaste, and the way it like sticks that tells me this has maybe something bad for me in it. Like if that makes sense. I feel like this is almost like that very commercial kind of sauce where I'm like, that tastes like In-N-Out spread. Yeah. Tastes like real sugar. It tastes like kind of like that gummy thing. This is very, very similar, but when you take the back palate, it's a little smoother. So that's the only thing.
Doesn't have quite as much of the commercial feel to it.
No, it just doesn't have the commercial feel. This feels like something made at home, and that feels like something I would buy in a store. Okay. Something that was processed and bottled up. This just tastes homemade.
So this almost maybe like a butter mayo would make it taste just a little different, a little smoother in the palate kind of thing?
Yes. Had to go back and forth because they're so close. The only difference though is I feel like this does taste a little bit more like homemade. Okay. It feels cleaner, it feels fresher. Yeah. But the same flavor, if that makes sense. Okay. This just feels a little bit more artificial, which is why I'm gonna say that's packaged In-N-Out spread. Okay. And this is what you made.
So you think this one is the In-N-Out?
I do.
And you think this is my homemade?
I think so. Are you serious?
That's the homemade.
No way.
That's the In-N-Out spread.
I was wrong? Are you serious?
This is the homemade spread. And if you look really, really closely,
Yeah.
the little bits of black pepper that are in there are not ground up as finely as they are in the In-N-Out spread.
So I liked your spread more. Man, you can't even really see. Oh, you need like, well, glasses or a microscope to see that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm shocked.
Yeah. Now that you know which is which, taste them again and see if you can tell if there's any differences. So that's the homemade. And that's the In-N-Out from the packet that I literally just opened right before she came downstairs.
You know what makes me kind of like a little bit like mad, like love-hate at you right now? So I literally was so impressed with this one, and I thought it was the real thing because it literally tasted like a commercial sauce. And so I was like, oh, well, that has to be it. Like it literally tastes like a commercial sauce.
Yeah. So I think the artificial commercial thing that you're tasting in this is that little bit of xanthan gum that I've put in there, because remember I told you guys, when you put something like xanthan gum in there and you get that clingy texture, that is what makes it go across your palate in a certain way. So I probably have slightly more xanthan gum than what In-N-Out does.
Yeah.
So you're actually probably feeling a slightly more commercial thing on your palate in the homemade version than you do even in In-N-Outs, just because I used maybe a little bit more xanthan gum than they would.
And that's blowing my mind though, because you made it here at the house and clearly it has way cleaner ingredients, but it tasted commercial. That's the only reason I was able to like pick even the two apart. They were so close.
We think of it as being artificial.
Yes.
Because that commercial artificial thing is what we are so conditioned to taste. And when you put something in there like the xanthan gum, it gives you that feeling on your palate.
This is the most impressive thing you've ever done, at least for me personally, and I don't care if anyone wants to fight me on that. That is crazy. This sauce is world famous, and I think you nailed it.
So the good news is, I know you love spread.
I do.
We've got plenty.
Yes.
So I made this as a 1,000 gram batch. That was kind of what I was roughly tweaking everything for. And the reason that I did that, the way that I was researching and what I was tasting and everything, the ratios I finally have worked out for this, it is a very minute amount of certain of the spices. So you have to use a large batch to really perfectly accurately get those things where they're supposed to be. I would not recommend that you guys make that big of a batch. Truthfully, the best thing you can do is get a kitchen scale that will go into like 1/10 of a gram measurements. And then you can make like half of the batch that I did. On the recipe card, I'm gonna have gram measurements so you can weigh out all of your ingredients and replicate this as perfectly as you want to. I have tasted this over and over and over next to the commercial stuff, and I was convinced that she was probably not going to know the difference. I thought it was a 50-50 chance. She might get it right, she might get it wrong, but the fact that she could not tell the difference is impressive, because every burger sauce I have ever made for her, she likes, but she's always kind of commented on the fact that she wishes she could have spread and how much she misses In-N-Out. I think now we can finally do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Honestly, like now that we have In-N-Out here in Tennessee, you can just bring your own spread through the drive-thru and you're
sugar and seed oils when we go to the drive-thru, and I get those puppy patties. And
well, that's the thing. In-N-Out is already so low-carb friendly. You can get any burger, wrapped in lettuce. You do the Flying Dutchman, the puppy patties. I mean, there's so many options. The only thing which is delicious is this, where it's like, and honestly, it's not as bad as a lot of other things because In-N-Out is awesome, but this is great, and it's even cleaner, and wow, you replicated it. So that's crazy.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna do some lettuce wrap burger patties, and we're going to take my homemade spread and we're gonna dunk it, and we're gonna try it in context for dinner.
Let's do it.
Let's give it a try, honey.
Let's do it. Delicious. So good.
Like an In-N-Out lettuce wrap burger?
Yes. So good, y'all. You're my hero.
Now, if you're going to make a burger sauce like this, you need a really good burger patty for it to go with it. And if you want those, you got to check out this video right over here. This is Chris Cookin' Nashville and the beautiful Ash Taylor. Eat your meat, especially if it's got some spread on it from In-N-Out or your homemade. Love your life. We'll see you in the kitchen for the next recipe.
My mind is blown. I don't know how you do these things.